Hello, Facebook. I'm live from Panera Bread, North Olmsted, Ohio. I also have Instagram down in my computer screen, so if you see me looking down, I'm looking at them. And I'm just going to wait a second and let a couple people come on. This live is about what emergence coaching is, what it means to me, who would benefit, and then something that we go into in there is limiting beliefs. And they get me really excited, so I just want to talk about them with you guys. Hi, Ashish. I think I pronounced that right. What up, girl? I see you. Okay. So what are you guys doing today? What are you doing right now? I'm feeling a little sluggish, but I have black tea here. Or cold black tea, because it's like 80 here today. Hi, Elizabeth. Elizabeth, what are you doing? Instagram, what are you doing? All right. I'm propping my phone up here with my wallet, so I can be live on Instagram at the same time. So I may just double check that sometimes. Okay, so first I want to say thank you for hopping on here. Thank you for all the people who are rewatching. I know I'm like a big rewatcher. I like to have my notebook out and take notes on whatever comes to mind at the time. So what I'm going to cover on this live is what is emergence coaching, because I've been throwing that term around. It's something I'm stepping into, why I'm stepping into emergence coaching, who specifically is it for, and then my favorite thing that I'm going to cover on the live is limiting beliefs. We can't see them. They're holding us back. And I'm going to go into, I wrote some notes just like half an hour ago about what they are, how they actually show up, so how we can actually see them in our lives, and then what to do about it. Because limiting belief has been something for me that has shifted my entire reality so profoundly that I just want to scream it from the rooftops when people are using this language that's ineffective for the life that they want to create. So first off, emergence coaching. Emergence coaching is life coaching. To get down to be specific, a lot of people know the term life coaching. I'm not a fan of that for myself. I like the term emergence coaching, so this would be me coaching someone and emerging into who they already are. So I like the term emergence because it sort of comes from inside. The flower is already in the seed. It's coming from the seed. So I'm just here to help support whoever wants to support in leveling up their life. And there's weird things that I have learned along the way, like we already know the answers. Our body already knows the answers. Our intuition already knows the answers. We already know it, but we don't want to see them sometimes. Or we have these weird subconscious beliefs from when we were little kids that show up and they fog our view and we forget. So emergence coaching to me is just here to support you in blooming what you already have. It's not to fix. It's not to gain anything that you don't have. It's not to get something that you need. You really don't need it because you have everything that you need to live how you want to live, or to live happy, or to live free, or to live abundantly. You have it all. So it's just emergence coaching is this mirror, and specifically who it's for. Instagram, I'm not looking at you. Hi. Specifically who it's for is for people who want to experience self-expression, personal power, and a growing mind-body connection. Because the mind and the body are connected. I know that we look at them as these separate entities, but my mind controls my body, and my body shows me what's going on in my mind. And now, if you want to experience these things, you might be suffering with a lack of purpose, with disempowerment. You might be suffering with conflicting emotions like limiting beliefs that are subconsciously there and you just may not know it. And we do this me and the client will do this by supporting each other's actions, and we accomplish this by leveling up their life through holding them accountable to the ebbs and waves of life and illuminating the passions that are already there. So I already had certain passions that now I have illuminated more that drive me more to live the life I want to live. So we illuminate the passions and the drives that are already there and the gifts that you already have. And some people might be rolling your eyes at me right now, but it is true that you already have gifts that you can give. We just brighten them up. We bring them out. We show them off a little bit because they feel good. They give you energy. And you just may need help to see them. So together, we hold you accountable to the life that you want to see, again, to the ebbs and flows of life, and ultimately we teach you how to step into that mind-body connection and to tap into your own body of knowledge and create your personal reality. So it's this dynamic flow of us holding you accountable. And hi, Adam. Hi, Heather. That is the best explanation I have of emergence coaching, and it may shift and it may form into these different things as time goes on, but that is what I'm stepping into now. And the reason I want to step into that now is because this live is bringing up some feelings. I am stepping into emergence coaching because I do not want to take any less of a life than something that I think is going to be a benefit for the planet. And there are a lot of careers, and there are a lot of jobs, and there are a lot of minds, and there are a lot of people making money that in my belief, is not effective for the earth and for the world and for the collective consciousness and for the development of us as a whole, as a species. It's not effective for the survival of us as a whole and a species. And so stepping into a career like this really just makes me feel good. It's kind of selfish, but the way that I feel good is by letting other people know that they have everything that they need to live how they want to live, to get out of the thoughts, to get away from the limiting beliefs, to step into what feels good, to step into your truth. You can't go wrong with the truth. You can't go wrong with energy. You can't go wrong with life. And life is constantly developing. Life constantly grows. And so I am here to constantly grow. And this is here to help me grow. So that's my reason why I want to step into emergence coaching. It is for all of us. And today I want to cover something that we would cover in emergence coaching. And even if you're not interested in emergence coaching, it's still really cool to listen to. And I wrote down these things about limiting beliefs because that's a term that people say, and you may or may not have heard the term. It gets kind of thrown around, and I didn't really understand what it was for a while until I dived so deep into it that I actually understood. So now I'm at this good point where I feel like I can share it with you guys, and you can really use it, and I think that something will click, and it will be a really big shift for you in your life to step into the happiness or the abundance or whatever you're looking for right now. And so what a limiting belief is, I'm going to get my notes. What is a limiting belief? So it's beliefs that are not based in fact. It's beliefs that help us feel less than we are. It's beliefs that give our power away. And it's beliefs that can unconsciously pop out in our language with or without our approval or recognition. So you could just be really reactive and something will pop out in your language, or you could just be in conversation, something will pop out in your language. You're just kind of programmed to say these things. And these things are limiting us. These things can limit us. And this is how they show up. So this will be a little more example for you guys. So I separated these into 3 tiers. And the first tier is to how to easily spot them. Hi, Mama. The first tier is to how to easily spot them in your life. Second tier is how, like I put it, as medium. And then the third tier is how experts spot limiting beliefs in their life. And the easy way to see how these beliefs are showing up for you and holding you back are to look for language. So this is outward language. This is language you're hearing other people say, or this is language you're hearing yourself say. So, for example, language like, I can't, fill in the blank. I can't swim well. I can't speak publicly. I can't be in a good mood when this happens. That is not fact. That's your belief of yourself. And that you saying I can't is something that I find myself say a lot, and something that I hear from other people a lot, and all it does is reinforce the fact that you don't think you can do it. So that's one. The second one is I have to. So I have to go to the store. I have to pick up my kids. I have to do the laundry. It reminds me of like chains, just chaining you down. It makes you feel such like a victim, man. I have to get my hair cut. I have to pay the bills. I have to cook dinner. You don't have to do shit. You don't have to do shit. All you have to do, all you get to do are the things you want to do. So if you want to nourish your children, you get to cook dinner. If you want to live in a place with electricity, you get to pay the bills. If you want to do A, you get to do B. So using the word that I have to, that have to word, is very limiting because it feels very draining, and it feels very committed, like you're shackled down, and that we can feel that in our body. The next example I have is it's too. So the specific example I have is it's too expensive, and a lot of people may disagree with me on this, but saying I can't afford that, or it's too expensive, because abundance is a big pain point for people. It still shows up for me. It showed up for me a bunch in the past, and I know that it shows up for a lot of people because that's the conversations that I'm having with people. Abundance always comes up. These conversations always come up. We are always talking about how we can't afford something, how things are too expensive, how we wish we had the money, how all of these things. And again, you and I are so surrounded by so much abundance. You're watching me on the screen. Like, do you understand the awesomeness of that? That you have a toilet to flush? So saying things like, I don't have enough, is speaking that out to the universe, not to give you any more. It's you're affirming that you don't have the money. So you will not ever have the money if you always talk about how you do not have the money, because then if you speak about how you do not have it, you will not believe that you deserve it, and so it will not come to you. That is a big one. If you can't tell, I'm getting hot over here. Okay. So it's too expensive is one. Again, these are easy ways we can find our limiting beliefs. So words we speak or words that people speak to us. Sometimes it's going to be easier to listen to somebody speaking and to pick out like, oh, that's limiting them. Oh, I hear that, rather than listen to ourselves speak. But for me, right now, listening to myself speak really, really works well for me. So another easy way to pick out limiting beliefs is listening for absolutes. So this will be like, we never go on dates anymore. I never get a day off. I could never go up and speak in front of all those people. I could never do this. This never happens. You never apologize. We always fight. This always brings up a fight. Again, these absolutes 99.9% of the time are not rooted in fact. This is an exaggeration of the truth that pisses you off most of the time. And what, again, that is affirming that that's what you're seeing. So the if the limiting belief is this conversation always makes us argue, when that conversation comes, if you say that, when that conversation comes up, you're going to be ready to fight. And so, again, it's affirming the fact that that happens. So why even say it if it's going to prepare you to fight when that conversation comes up? It's just like a catch-22. I have two more in the easy section. The first one is I don't have blank. Like I don't have enough blank. I don't have enough time. I don't have enough. What's another enough? Money comes up again there. I don't have enough food. I don't have enough. I'm blanking right now. But the I don't have enough goes back with the absolutes and things like it's too expensive. If you're sitting down to dinner and they bring you out food and it's a smaller plate than you think that it's going to be, and you're very hungry and you're a little disappointed because you're really hungry and you thought it was going to be a big portion, and you're telling people all day about how you didn't have enough food at dinner, that is not based in fact. You are not going hungry. You are not going to starve to death. You had enough to eat. You were able to go out and eat, and you saying that you don't have enough makes your body feel like you don't have enough. And that feels icky. That feels gross. It feels slimy. It feels nasty. And I don't want to feel like that at all. So I'm going to avoid using these types of words. Lastly, when we identify as an emotion, this is a limiting belief. When I say I am angry, I am frustrated, I am anxious, even good emotions, I am happy, I am ugly. Any of these, well, ugly's not an emotion. Let's stick to emotions. So I am happy, I am sad, I am angry, I am anxious, I am frustrated. The emotion is okay to talk about. But when we put the I am in front of it, it attaches to us. The emotion will attach to us. So if we have this weird experience in the morning and we say that I'm anxious because of this experience, I'm anxious because of this experience right here, that is tethering us to the anxiety. So then we're just like carrying it around all day, telling people that we're anxious, feeling then anxious because we're telling people that we're anxious, and our mind and our body are connected, so we're feeling anxious as we're talking about us being anxious or angry or frustrated. And or we tell people that I am happy, and then we feel like we're not allowed to be angry, and that's allowed too. Emotions are allowed, but when we tether ourselves to them, they stick with us, and we don't want that. So those can be very limiting too. That was the longest list. That was the easiest list of how the limiting beliefs show up in your life. The medium tier list of how to notice them. So the first one is words that are spoken. The second way to notice them is the thoughts that we think. So nobody else can hear them. And most of the time, we're not even listening to them. But the thoughts that we think actually form the words that we speak. So we're taking it back a step. So if I look in the mirror and I see myself and I tell myself that I'm never going to get the body I want, or that I'm never going to get the partner I want, or that I'm never going to have the career I want, or that I'm not good enough for this, or this excuse is making me not have this thing that I want, those are limiting us, because when we tell ourselves that, we actually believe it. We believe we're not good enough. We believe that we're not going to have the body. Therefore, then we're not going to show up to the gym on Tuesday. Or we believe we don't deserve a partner that we want, so we're going to sabotage a good man that comes along. We believe that we're ugly, so we won't show up as confident, which then pushes everybody away. So noticing the thoughts is the next step down before you actually speak the thoughts. And then the expert step. So this is what the experts do. Is the expert on their limiting belief, the way that they find or search for their limiting beliefs, because we all have them. I don't care who you are. There's limiting beliefs that are floating around in your head, and we all get to find them and get to pluck them out like stinky little weeds, but they'll still come back. That's okay. This isn't a place to arrive to. This is something to notice and shift. So the way that experts see their limiting beliefs, yes, they'll see it through language, outward language. Yes, they'll see it through hearing, listening, being aware of their thoughts. And then the third way that they see it is tapping into the body. So for me, I will, if I'm feeling off, my body's feeling, if it's feeling icky, if it's feeling yucky, if it's feeling off, if I'm feeling anxious or withdrawn or depressed, I now know that that's a limiting belief that I get to look at. Even though I may not know what it is yet, I understand that my body is showing me that I have a belief that's limiting me. So now I get to search for it, and I get to find it, and I get to shift it. So these are subconscious. The body is showing me my subconscious limiting beliefs. Subconscious, so I don't even know that they're there yet until I realize that my body's showing me that they're there. That is expert level. So give it a shot if you want to. I hope that you do, and tell me what happens. And so after all of this, we find these limiting beliefs. What do? I have 3 little points here. There are many more. I'm just going to cover 3 of them. The first thing to do actually matches up with the easy level of spotting them. The first thing to do is to shift your language. So instead of saying I can't, I have to, it's too expensive, we could say I want to, I get to. Or let's say you're stubborn and you don't want to say that you want to go to work. Say that I'm going to go to work. I'm going to, I want to, I get to, I'm blessed to. And if you want to talk about something that is, let's say, too expensive, something you can't afford, you can say, I don't want to invest into that. Or if you're saying something like, I have to spend money on this thing, use words like, I'm investing into this thing, because you literally are investing into what that thing is going to give you, and it feels better. And if you can't tell, I'm all about the feeling. I'm all about what the body is telling us, because the body is full of knowledge that I can't even fathom. So the first one is a language shift. That's easy. It doesn't work 100% of the time. It won't work. If you try to shift a whole week's worth of language, you're probably going to fail, and that's all right. Just find a shift, find a language that you can shift, and keep trying. The second way is a body shift. So think about somebody who's like not confident and frustrated, kind of mad. I know I've sat in this position before. Just kind of think of their body language or their face. Just looking around, judging. If you notice that, if you notice the tension in your body, consciously choose, and sometimes it may be difficult, consciously choose to get up and sit up straight, calm your face, unloose your jaw, and then decide to smile. And this will shift how you're feeling and how you're presenting to the world, because when you're angry and you're in this state of frustration and pissed off at the world, you're just going to start judging. And then when you're judging out here, when you're judging other people out here, you're judging in here for yourself. You're judging yourself, so you're limiting yourself. And the third reason, or the third what to do to shift limiting beliefs, is I actually wrote a few things for this. So something like, some people like different things. So some people like affirmations. This is where you write something, you put it on the back of your phone, you stick it on your mirror, you say it every day, however this shows up for you. So if you know that there's a big limiting belief that you might have, say around abundance or money, not having enough money, you can write a phrase or a quote that sparks you up, that lights you up, that gets you excited, and put it somewhere you're going to see. And when you get used to it being on the bathroom mirror and you don't see it anymore, put it on the refrigerator by the handle. And then this is a way to actually retrain the subconscious thoughts and bring about a shift in your reality. Other things is mindfulness or meditation. So this actually brings you outside. This brings you away from judgment or makes you aware of judgments. And that gives you the opportunity to shift away from the judgment towards a better thought, a better feeling thought. Some people meditate in different ways. Some people go for walks. They don't actually just like sit cross-legged on the floor in lotus position with their fingers in these weird ways humming. You can go for a walk. You can go for a bike ride. Do anything that takes your mind off of anything but what you're doing in the moment. And see what comes up. And watch how your mind will clear and watch how your attitude will level out. The biggest thing you can do, I wrote big on the bottom, because these will help. Without a doubt, these will shift the way that you're relating to the world. And the biggest thing to do, if all of that doesn't make sense, what to do about it, is notice the limiting belief and make an attempt to shift it. Notice and shift. And then it'll be good for a couple of days. And then you get to notice it again and shift. Or notice a different one and shift that. Just try. Just take a step towards it and see what happens. And I'm pretty sure you're going to feel better. And I'm pretty sure your body is going to feel better. And that energy is contagious. So that's my little spiel. Hi, Angelo. Hi, everybody on here. That's my little spiel. If anybody has questions, I'll take them. I'm going to adjust this phone again here. I have my Instagram phone out. If you're the newbies, my phone's leaning up against the laptop. So the limiting belief is one of the things that is encompassed into the emergence coaching. And if you are one of those people who want to experience self-expression, personal power, and a growing mind-body connection, but you're bogged down by these things like powerlessness, limiting belief, disempowerment, or powerlessness and disempowerment are together, but a lack of purpose and disempowerment and limiting belief, I can help you with that. And there is a short interview process along with the coaching. I have 3 spots open now. So if you are interested, send me a message, let me know, comment hell yes in this live, not on Instagram because I won't be able to see it. You message me privately on Instagram and we'll talk more information. So I hope that all makes sense. And I'm going to go finish my cold tea and go home and start cooking dinner. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching.